Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the No Logic Mentor Tournament Semifinals between Amarith and Duden. It looks like we are about underway. So, good morning, Malmo.
Good morning. Like we're starting with 2 bridge clips. See who decides to carry it into swimming. Looks like Duden will be doing that. Amarith appears to be having a chat. Maybe making some strategic choices.
Malmo, just because for consistency, your Discord stream is not up to have me synced with you.
Oh gosh, you're right. I will fix that immediately.
Just before we get too far underway.
Yeah. There, now you can see everything.
I can see everything.
2 successful swims.
2 successful swims.
And usually you lead this into a water walk. We do this more in No Logic because we don't care as much about Zora. You do this in HMG, Orphan Zora. It'd be a little risky.
I mean, Orphan Zora is fun no matter what mode you're playing. I wouldn't say it's best decision, but it's fun.
Now this is risky because you can die very easily, and you have no defenses against the crabs.
Yeah, crabs hurt.
Also, jumping off that ladder is like the worst. If you're in the wrong place, you'll just like you'll just like run in place instead of jump. So annoying. One thing this does protect you against, though, is getting dunked in the waterfall. Very unlikely. You had to have your force 4 checks all be hearts. That's happened to you, right?
It's not me because I don't do this opener, but I know it's happened to Bayer.
Happened to Bayer, that's right. I knew it happened to someone.
Yeah, I don't do this opener. I'm not comfortable with that swim clip. So, and it looks like we're going to at least head to Lost Woods. Remembering Bonkrox is a good thing in this mode. I've forgotten that before. And it looks like Amarith is heading towards Sahasrara.
The house rule is a really good thing to do early and no logic because it's key sanity and you want to get green pendant info early.
Yeah, it is. That's a really unfortunate tree pull for Amarith to have just bought bombs on.
Oh yeah. Amarith has 0 rupees. Must have spent all 50 of them at once.
Yep. You know the old statement, don't spend all your money in one place?
Well, we like to
Amarith just
spend all
did.
our money in one place, and that place is the bomb and arrow upgrade shop. Tower of Hera's green pendant. It's a little unfortunate. It's a boss we kill in almost every seed, no matter what it has.
Well, I mean, we can get to Hera from, like, so many different dungeon states. Yeah, I have to be a fan here. Amarith's going for an early castle in glitch mode. I have to be a fan.
Early castle with no weapon. I don't like doing this, but it's because I don't know bomb escape very well. I think if you know bomb escape, it's fine. Getting the early big key can be useful because that big key can be used inside caves.
Yeah, I'll admit, I usually put it off a little bit longer because sometimes you'll pull the pod big key or GT big key just sitting in Kakariko. Or sitting South Shore. Like that. But I understand wanting to get the Hyrule Castle big key early because it's a guaranteed location for a cave state big key. We've not found a lot here in Kakariko with Duden.
No, this is another thing I don't like doing early is Kakariko.
Yeah, I know you routed me away from it.
I don't think you should put it off forever, but I think that you should at least wait until you can do more interesting things in desert than just get the chests inside.
That green guard is not behaving for Amarith.
Mm-hmm.
Although I say that, and he amazingly behaved for the next 10 seconds.
Yeah. The guards will, like, start and stop pretty predictably, so if you're familiar with baiting guards around, you can usually get them to stop when you need them to, and lead them away when they're not stopped. I guess one advantage of doing this early is you do get 2 Death Warp on 3 hearts instead of like 10. That can help.
That is one of the benefits of early castle is not having to Death Warp. Although, with that 10 you just said, at that point it's faster to save and quit and we'll run back up.
Yeah, the threshold is 7, according to checks.
Checks would know.
He timed it. Looks like Kakariko had the rods, which is good. Yeah. The fire rod especially, but it's also not really that exciting. Not like we can kill Landmos right now. The escape had, I mean, absolutely nothing. It had the big key, but everything else looks like it was just small keys.
Duden took 1 more damage than he wanted to.
Yep, Duden can't do the quadrant glitch without another heart. This is why I like taking other ways to the right side that usually involve getting the Thieves Town attic done as well, so you end up saving time in Thieves Town later.
Yeah. Makes sense.
That's why I like to wait for a bottle or a cane. I mean, you can do some really fancy things with cane in this dungeon. Like go to swamp and even kill Argus if you have the right stuff. You can reach Argus with just cane and bombs. And then it's a matter of being able to kill it. Duden might be able to do Hyrule Castle all the way to the back of Escape. With that key.
Yeah, might be able to. That's how comfortable he is with killing a rat in the dark.
Yeah, I think when you have the fire rod, it shouldn't be that hard. Just make sure you have enough magic to light the torch and then use bomb.
So the question I'm going to wonder is, where does Duden want to go next?
I think it would be... Well, the hook
That's a nice
shot
find.
changes things a little.
That changes things a little. I would be giving consideration to the mountain.
I was thinking the escape, but then the hook shot happened. South Shore is also a solid choice. But I think if I was going to do South Shore, maybe I would start with the mountain and do a Houlihan into South Shore. But on the other hand, you can get to King's Tomb from there. You can also get to King's Tomb from here. Depends on what you're comfortable with. King's Tomb juke is one of the last things people learn in this tournament. Probably because it's not that important. And it's also not easy. Like, it's not hard, but it's not free. If it was free, you would just learn it, but you definitely have to sit down and get used to the inputs to juke doors. So the flippers also showed up, and flippers plus hookshot means swamp is not really a threat anymore.
Yeah, swamp is now...
Swamp is just...
to do at some point.
Yeah, you like wait until you want to go in to get items. Because you might hope that you'll get something that makes it faster later, like the cane. Hook shot is also a hopeful step towards hook pushing. It's the one item that you actually 100% always need to do a hook push. Everything else is interchangeable with other things.
You mean hook pushing requires a hook?
Yeah, I think so. Come up with some hookless hook pushing and, you know, you'll be the hero.
I'm not a glitch hunter. I'll leave that to somebody else.
No respect for the shield.
There's a lot of people who don't respect shield, although shield doesn't do a lot in this game, really.
Shield, I sometimes use it as a visual cue for some things, but not really that important.
Let's see. Alright, we have a successful traversal of Old Man Cave.
We have Amarith trying to get on the right pixel. This one's tricky because it's not the last pixel you want to be on, but actually a little bit lower than that. Also, this might be one of the setups where you can get hit twice and the second one will work. Yeah, that worked. Okay. Also set her up for an easy death warp. Ooh, okay, so you go to the mountain early, you get the desert small key and don't have to do this. But that didn't happen for either runner. Mostly because you don't have a weapon. I think most people will wait for at least some kind of thing that can hit switches that isn't a bomb before coming up here. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I don't like using bombs in here. It's really slow.
Bombs aren't cheap. I mean, they're cheap, but they're not cheap. I also think it's more, most people want a weapon that's not bombs for Paradox Cave.
Yeah, you don't want to get here with nothing. And if you have no weapon, you probably are getting through here at the mercy of the Moldorms. They have blue mail, so it's not really that dangerous, but if you come here too early, it can be very dangerous.
I'll admit, I've had days where I've considered coming up here with nothing and just leaving Spiral Cave and never coming back.
Yeah, that was Moon Pearl in a race not too long ago, and one of the runners never found it.
I mean,
I believe that was Vinter.
that's the risk.
Maybe Vinter racing Boo.
Should also say, since I didn't mention them earlier, we do have two phenomenal mentors here for our runners as well. So.
Berthel is a tournament winner, HMG 2021, and a very skilled no logic player who has sub-hour times. Data is a very long-standing glitch hunter and player, but mostly on glitch hunting, so like really knows how to do everything.
Yeah, I've seen them join races a lot recently. Going, I'm not familiar with the name.
Yeah,
I see names I'm not familiar with.
They're like from 2018. So if you weren't around in 2018, you probably don't know them. They briefly appeared in 2020 and then disappeared again. So like most people aren't familiar with them as a player, but they came along and actually discovered some glitches and figured out some ways to like make other glitches easier, like fake clippers with buffers. It was a big one that we needed. We really needed to. We knew it was possible to buffer it. We just didn't know how. And they cracked that code, and now people who couldn't fake clipper can fake clipper now.
We found a flute and a sword up in Paradox Cave. And I think a bombos as well.
Oh, wow, you get rewarded pretty hard for aggressively playing the mountain. Because you get to activate the flute while in CAC instead of making a separate trip.
And it looks like Duden wants to go to pod. Notably, since we're here in Spectral Rock Cave, Dune did not check what's in Spectral Rock Cave.
Oh. Really? Not even on the way up the mountain?
Not even on the way up the mountain.
Oh. That's probably forgotten. Maybe it'll happen when they do Eastern?
That makes sense, but that require a bottle showing up first.
I think this is forgotten. I think if you do it, if you skip it on purpose, the intention is that you'll do it on the way to pod. And if you didn't do it on the way to pod, then you might never do it. He also does have a mentor who might remember. Sometimes forgetting things can be offset by having a mentor who remembers. My rule for pod is I don't like to go in until I have something to make Dark Maze easier. Like a sword.
Like a sword? Yeah. I've done enough Dark Maze with no guide because of cross keys. I don't want to do it more than I have to.
It is, yeah. It is not fun. It's even with boots. You're always grabbing walls when you try to use the boots dust, and it makes it just as hard as without boots to know where you are.
I think the case of I've done it with poor tools is I never want to navigate with a boomerang again.
The boomerang is good for like
lost.
If you are truly lost and you don't know if you're up against a wall or not, boomerang's really good for that. But as a primary navigation aid, it's not ideal.
Yay.
I see Amarith, by the way, also not checking Spectacle Rock Cave.
I mean, Amarith, I don't think... Amarith did a clip over from the top of the mountain, so I don't know if it checks the top of Spectacle Rock either. Because I'll admit, I was watching this run pick up all the money in Dark Basement on Duden's side.
Map of Pod is in Pod, by the way.
You know, I've stopped being surprised by dungeon items in their own dungeons in Keith Andy mode. But I will say it's almost always Pod.
This is, by the way, a newish feature of Randomizer that map actually does give you the map of Pod and doesn't just give you the map of this dungeon and eat itself. Because if this was an older version of Randomizer, they would just lose that map forever. Ooh! Oh, I like seeing that bomb. That means we're attempting a hookshot cave bomb juke.
I mean, it makes sense to want to go there with
okay.
the hookshot.
This is not a bomb juke. This is going to be a quadrant glitch. Because if you were bomb juking, you would do that immediately. They do the same thing, but the bomb juke is faster.
Quadrant glitch might be a case of Duden's more comfortable with it.
Oh yeah, the bomb juke is hard.
Especially in a race like this, going for comfort is a completely valid thing.
There aren't very many people in the No Logic Mentor tournament who can do the bomb juke at all. And in fact, I think a lot of people, even who are No Logic regulars, learned the quadrant glitch and then never bothered to learn the bomb juke. Because it's hard. I mean, it's not that hard. It's one frame perfect input. Everything else is just snapping into a door, which you already know how to do. But it is a frame perfect input, and it takes practice to get right.
Worth knowing, Spectacle Rock ended up being 20 rupees, so Duden not getting punished for not checking it. I will say it takes a lot of my effort not to succumb to HMG muscle memory and go run back down out of the door.
Okay, so the quadrant glitch unlocks the camera so that you can get to Hookshot Cave from that door. And that's really good because getting to Hookshot Cave without a Moon Pearl is otherwise very slow and requires a bottle.
Yay, red mail. Okay, so the best thing we found here is we now have all the medallions, and so Meyer's less threatening now too.
Yep. And once you get the equipment for it, you can go to Meyer from Eastern and not have to worry about Moon Pearl. And you can exit the lobby and know for sure that you can actually get back in. Oh, and we even get the big key. Which I guess we knew from Duden's side. This hammer jump is something that trips people up when they first start playing No Logic. It's they go in expecting to just be able to do it because they learn how, but they might have learned visual cues that require the walls to look different, and
that is precisely what tripped me up.
It's something that it's really easy to forget that, oh, I'm going to walk in and there's going to be a cave wall and it's going to look completely different. And then you have to learn a new cue. But one thing that's nice about it is that the floor doesn't fall when you're in cave state because the sprites are all gone. You can just use the floor as a cue and you can take as long as you need.
It's actually made my hammering up faster because I switched to a floor cue as a result. So.
Yep, I know, I agree. I think a lot of people... Oh, nice. Oh, the keys! Back in the pokey. Oh, no. Wow, nice job killing the Pokeball, though. That could have been awkward. This is an interesting situation, because Turtle Rock is almost beatable. They need, they can't really get to Trinix right now, but they do have the rods. I don't think they have enough weapons to actually kill Trinix, but it's kind of getting there.
It is not. I don't believe it is possible, and even if it is definitely not recommended to do Trinix with only a fighter sword.
I think this is something you can Taz, but I don't think it's something you can expect a player to do.
Yeah, I would not call RTA viable.
Yeah. I think somebody did it once as a proof of concept. And it involved a lot of spins and probably a lot of luck.
It's worth noting that this is a convenient combo of items for Duden because ordering of checks, I should say, because now Duden is going to be able to turn in Green Pendant while checking Saha. This is a blind clear of Tower of Hera for Duden.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Another thing that I've noticed is that Duden has the small key of Hera and a sword and the hookshot and the flippers, which means Swamp is free.
Swamp is free right now.
Do that whenever they want. If they just feel like going into somewhere that has a lot of chests in it, that's a really good play. Okay, here we go. Amarith knows the bomb juke. Nice to see two different methods to do the same thing. So the cue you can look for here is you see the bomb disappear instead of explode, and that means you got it. Amarith is having a little bit of trouble actually getting the frame perfect part of the trick, which is, actually having trouble getting in at all. Which I actually find this part harder. It's getting in. She can still do it.
Is this an auto door?
Yeah. She needs to get it first try here. I don't think that was right. Okay, she doesn't have enough bombs anymore. Not only does she need 2 bombs to do the trick, but she also needs to have 1 more to actually get out of Hookshot Cave once she's in it. I think if I was her, I'd be buying the bomb upgrade just to refill. And knowing that this is a seed where you might get hook pushing, getting the bomb upgrade is probably just a good idea anyway.
Yeah, because we need... What are we missing for hook pushing, really? We're missing...
Indexing, maybe some Ancilla generators. I see a boomerang for Duden, which is really good. But the equipment right now is... It's not ideal. It's kind of hard to mislot with rods.
We like a lamp for one.
Yeah, the lamp is the best way to set index, but if they find mushroom or powder in combination with the red boomerang, or even the blue one, apparently that's just on the green pendant, they can set up an index, a one-time use index by jumping off a ledge in a particular way that sets up fake powder. The red boomerang is the easiest way to do that, because all you have to do is item dash off the ledge with the red boomerang and then swap to the item while midair.
Dune's going for a swim clip toward Backen's cave.
Yep. This is maybe faster than going for Dark Cross all the way to the back, especially if you're gonna skip. If you're just gonna skip Dark Cross, it's definitely faster.
Half Magic's nice. We're getting a look at what's on Ether, which we just did. With 2 different routes, they end up doing Ether within 20 seconds of each other.
Okay, so we got a Dark Road play and a map check, which shows pendant at Skullwoods. The other dungeons, Odd and Thieves Town are crystals. I think actually probably Duden was just thinking I should go to Skullwoods and then check the map and it's a pendant and said, actually, I'm not going to do that. Pretty funny.
I don't know, that would actually send me there more likely, but... Oh, no! Amarith going for the Tomb Raider, but end up jumping into the bomb explosion, getting knocked off pixels.
Tomb Raider without a Master Sword or higher is kind of hard.
It is.
You have to be really precise with your bomb throw. Alright, here we go.
Swamp.
Yep, this is a preparation to do swamp. Gonna be all of it, probably. Maybe skip left side, but it's probably just gonna be all of it. They're thinking the same thing. Doesn't have the Thieves map though, so doesn't have that knowledge. Looks like she's gonna continue on anyway. This looks like a hard sprite to bunny clip with. Too bad the 2 pendants known are the ones that are easiest to get. Watch the other one be swamp.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Oh no. We got bomb clip trebles? Okay. Good thing Duden knows both methods. Dueling 1-frame clips, let's go. If you had the Hera Big Key, you could get the Swamp Big Chest Real Clip with Specky Clip, but they don't have it, so Duden won't be getting that.
Mayor's having a little trouble with this.
Yeah,
percent.
I think this sprite looks hard. I don't know the cues. I would struggle to mentor this because I think the shadow is like underneath the sprite instead of, well, behind the sprite instead of under it. Actually, not even sure, like, are you sure we're not wrapped? Because I almost don't see a shadow.
Yeah, I don't see a shadow either.
It's possible for the sprite to be drawn so low that it covers the shadow, but
Yeah,
this kind of just
looking
looks
at
like
it, I
no
think
shadow.
it is. The weirdest part of watching these no logic races for me is always the fact that I'm so used to watching my glitches with my own sprite that I'm like, where's the spray bottle?
Mm-hmm. I'm just like, where's the shadow? Give me a shadow, I'm good.
Yay, we have a bottle.
We didn't catch what was in the bottle, but I think this is a muffins
It's
tracker.
empty.
So yeah, it's showing accurately that it's empty.
I mean, it can show whatever it wants. With how small the icons are coming through the screen, I can't see them.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, I would assume so, holy smoke, but she seems to be having a little bit of trouble with this clip too, so that might be a visual cue issue, not a buffering issue. This looks promising. All she has to do is keep going until she pops out of the wall slightly and then just hold down.
This should be getting it.
I would go out one more. There we go. But you can see how, yeah, you spend a lot of time clipping. Duden has done like Olive Swamp in this time, gotten a bottle. But you do have to consider, like, is it really worth doing this one frame clip when I could be doing a dungeon, or is it, you know, worth it? If it's worth it if Skull Woods ends up having like the Moon Pearl or something. But
that is a Miron bumper.
oh, okay. Interesting. I think that's worth going for if you can fill a bottle. I think it's worth coming back. But Mirror's really good. I would find some excuse to fake loot into the Dark World and pick that up if I knew about it and had a bottle. Which unfortunately, one of them knows about it and the other one has a bottle.
Isn't that always the funniest way these can go? Amarith is trying to keep the Dark World state.
Yeah, that's fine, except... Let me think. Yeah, she can do that. By going into the back with Bunny Pocket and then going through the door and then getting Well Mastered. But she also has to survive Mothula if she chooses to fight. I almost think it's better to just, like, not do Moth, because it's a pendant. Just do the front and leave.
I would not do Mothula with Red Pendant Moth.
If you're trying this hard to stay in Dark World, then yeah, just skip the back. Yeah, we got a green potion. This looks like a Thieves Town play, but Duden hasn't actually done the escape yet, so he will probably do that first. Oh, no. Uncle first?
Has Pod Big Key could just skip escape.
Yeah, also the GT Big Key, apparently, which also works in caves.
Yeah, I just remembered the Pod one because it was in the well.
Ooh, nice hook speed. Okay, well, so much for preserving Dark World. We're just gonna die here. Yeah, that's... You have to, I think.
It's slower to... It's very slow to get to Wall Master.
You can fall into a hole to get to a Wall Master. This next super tile actually has a Wall Master in it, but it's always sprite overloaded if you don't kill anything. So, you usually don't see it.
You can actually get to one as a bunny if you have a small key, because you can go all the way through to... That's unfortunate.
Not a bottle. No, that's a good bottle.
Amarith has a bottle now, actually.
Yeah, no, that's actually really good
Amarith
for
can go
her.
get the mirror. But you can actually, if you have a key, you can actually walk all the way around to pinball room and just wait for a wall master. I have done that on rare occasions.
Oh, are you saying unfortunate that Duden missed a YBA?
I'm saying unfortunate because we have the bottle and we now know the... It was like, we can't just fake Fluto, but we can just fill the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
I will defend myself. I've been awake for about an hour. On the bright side of this route, Amarith actually gets to run down here and activate the flute from Skull Woods.
Oh, that's a nice little route. And checks it could do before.
It looks really funny when you have the Dark World cave wall or Dark World mountain wall on the ledge up there when you're activating the flute.
Probably the hardest part of this YBA for Duden is that the visual cue moves around. You usually use the tip of your sword, but when you have Fighter Sword, you can't do that. You can't see the tip of your sword. You have to look at the sparkles.
And you want the top sparkle to be halfway or slightly more than halfway off the top of the screen.
My visual cue is the bottom sparkle not going below the sconce.
And they're both effective visual cues.
There's also a setup you can do using a bomb, where you like item dash a bomb, and then you select buffer until the bomb explodes while moving up, and that puts you on the last pixel. So like, I think Duden is maybe a little low, and now it's probably good. Now it just has to nail the YBA. There we go. You know it worked because it gets a refill for the magic and the health. Acts like a blue potion. Amarith is probably going after that mirror.
Can you blame her?
I would too, yeah. I would for sure be... I would be getting this and opening Thieves. She doesn't know that Thieves is a pendant, so... Oh, Thieves is a crystal. But still, yeah, opening Thieves is a good play. It gets you your link state. Although she would probably be better off going towards the tree because it's close to the mirror and just a little faster.
You just have to be more careful around, because there's more enemies that can hit you on the way.
This is a little more dangerous. The problem is that, like, spins don't work. For some reason. Like, they just don't have a hurt box. So you have to slash or beam if you have beams. My goodness, that moblin.
Oh, I was so scared. I would be so sad.
That was so... Okay, second ice rod.
Swamp was a crystal. We didn't notice that during the Skullwood stuff.
I did not notice that. No, you're right. But it was also only a bottle, which was exciting until Amarith found one, and then it was less interesting. That said, Duden might not get the bottle that's in Skull because he knows it's a pendant.
Yeah. We didn't find anything else in Skull either, so...
Looks like Amarith will be taking this to Hype Cave. I think also if I was her, I would be dropping down into the Mire area just to open it, but not actually get Mire Shed. Oh, the Moon Pearl's here. Oh my god, she just walked past it. Which is understandable because it would break her link state.
Yeah,
I would also have walked past this.
I was gonna say she walked past it, but I think you and I both know we would also walk
Yes.
right past it.
I would have a different plan for getting to Thieves Town anyway. I'd probably go in through desert and do Hawaii BA and hit the attic and then like walk out or something. I'm not sure. You would want the desert big key for that. Actually, I would probably just do what Duden did and go through the cave. Because then you can kill blind. There's no reason to actually go into Maya right now. There's also no reason for Duden to like worry about Meyer because he has the Moon Pearl and can just go there anytime and has all 3 medallions. So he'll just go in when he has the stuff to actually clear it. It requires a better weapon for Vitreous and something that skips Kane, which is he's really close to having. One more bottle would do it, as well as like any indexing for the
Amarith.
fishing.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Ran right past Stumpy.
Yeah.
You can actually get this check. You want that.
You could get it with just the mirror, but I wouldn't be so stingy as to leave it behind for another link state when I can just fill a bottle. Oh, the big key of this dungeon.
That is a beautiful spot for
That
that
is
big key.
really good. It's funny because
I love that.
if you go there in Desert State, it will actually say it's a big key of Thieves Town. Because it's smart enough to do that. But there was a version of the randomizer where that would have actually given you the Desert Big Key. And that would have been pretty funny. And very useful. So this is the end of Amarith having a link state. But she gets powder, which is really good. Oh, and the cane's good too.
Look, that's the cane.
So that's indexing and the cane. It's the cane. It's really powerful.
And the other fire rod.
Fire rod, which would be exciting if we didn't already have one. That said, Duden will probably get it too because he has a pearl and it's just easy to get to. He is not actually in the Dark World though. That's the issue. You can't just walk there.
Yeah, at this point, with the pearl and having already cleared out Village of Outcasts, I know how I would route to the Dark World.
I think I would just never go there. That's the thing is, I'm worried Duden will just never go to Hype Cave because he's already done Swamp. He doesn't have the mirror. Mirror is on the way to a pendant dungeon that he doesn't want to go to. And he doesn't have a glove, so it's not easy to get to the Dark World from the south. He has to do like a super jump just to do Hype Cave. And why do that when you can do other things like Eastern and even like Ice Palace, which I think I would wait for a better weapon for Ice. But yeah.
I really don't want to do Ice Palace right now.
It's technically possible. It's the sword situation that would turn me off. Though it's not really that bad. I mean, think about it. He has Bombos and half magic, so he goes in with Flipper Wrap, and then he spin YBAs to Cold Stare, and then he uses Bombos and just spams Fire Rod for the fight.
If he wants to Flip Wrap, that is actually a viable way for him to get to Hype Cave as well.
Yes, and then he'll get the cane.
Because if I were going to do Ice Palace from here, I would super jump down.
The problem is that the cane is one of the things that would incentivize him to go into Ice.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna want to do that. Not until it's, like, at least more comfortable. So this is so close to the mirror and yet so far. He's coming out here just to use the flute.
Yeah, he wanted to get himself Light World State 2. I know what I'm trying to say. Light World State so he could get the flute.
Amarith remembering to key dash that door to avoid the state. Unfortunately, you also have to hold left or right out of the stairs.
Hold right out of the stairs.
Oh, he got half of it. She got half of it right, but then she didn't do the other part. Most people will just forget to key dash. That's usually how you... Probably like asking Crithel if she should be fighting blind right now. And
where did we get Bo?
I'm not sure. I noticed that Duden had it. It might have been in Thieves Town, or it might have been like in the village somewhere. Which is something I think I can expect Amarith to get the bow too. At some point. She's really close to Pearl and Bow. She's in a really good position right now.
Yeah, this is a really good position. Well, with the bow, I do
Oh my god,
really like this point.
she has to not die. Okay. She's in cave state. You don't want to die in cave state. That's like a death in real life. Meanwhile, Duden's doing the Stairmaster in the Eastern. That's the thing I said that he might want to do, because it's... Once you have the bow... I mean, you can do Eastern with just a bottle and a sword, but having a bow makes it a little easier. And I can see why you would want to do this. Map of Swamp, too late. Big Key of Thieves Town. So that's funny, right? It's... Amarith gets the Big Key of Thieves Town, but Duden gets the Big Key of this dungeon.
Yeah.
The game is smart enough to know what dungeon you're in when you get the key.
At the moment, the answer is neither of them, I think, is in a dungeon.
That's true. They're both in caves. We used to have to go from Thieves Town to Eastern to skip the Eastern Big Key. It was super obnoxious. But because you had to go to the back of Thieves, and then you had to do a wide way with backing out, and it puts you in the dark room, and you have to navigate around that.
Which dark room does it put you in?
The room with the small key in it. And the pots and the salvos.
Oh, it puts you in the big key chest dark room?
Yeah. Yeah, it was annoying.
That sounds annoying.
Yeah, nobody liked Eastern. And then a couple things happened. One of them is Stairmaster was discovered by someone completely random. Just someone coming into Discord saying, hey, I found the glitch. And everyone's like, yeah, I'm sure you did. And they showed it to us, and it was actually a new glitch we'd never seen before, and it had a huge impact on no logic and on speedrunning. So yeah, always listen to new people. You never know who's going to come in with new things. The other thing that happened is Mr. Buyer started looking into quadrant glitches a little bit more than had been looked into before. So like there were a couple quadrant glitches we were using, but Mr. Buyer saw potential and looked at like all of them to see where they could be useful. And one of the most useful ones that was found was getting past the Igors in Eastern.
That pause looked like a Crithel. Remind me how to do this.
Yep. For sure. I don't understand though. I see a lot of people like dashing into the light, and it looks harder than just walking.
You and I both are used to the, how do I do this?
Yep.
I love the muscle memory to get the key after opening a door in cave state.
Yeah, it can be nice for like if you want to break into Mire and do Mire, but I think you just do Mire. I think you just do Mire if you're gonna do that. I don't think you really care so much about Eastern into Mire anymore. Not when you have what Duden has.
Like I said, it was a case of this is
Is it easier, Mire? Can you explain that? I've only ever seen people miss it when they dash. I've never seen people miss it when they walk. Oh, we're off script.
managed to keep the Armos from getting a refill, so that's cool.
That's true. This sort of like backup quick kill. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, that's a dupable bow.
That's dupable.
With tree warp, but the problem is that Duden wasn't really able to do it because he wasn't in the dark world and couldn't transition out of the screen and back into it. But Amarith could do that because she has the mirror. Once she gets Pearl, she can mirror and be in the dark world. So where is Duden going? This actually looks really good. I think Duden is going to Hype Cave.
Yeah, this looks like a Hype Cave run. I can understand wanting to do Hype Cave, even with if you don't want to do anything else, just because it's a free 5 items.
Well, it's not just Hype Cave too. Like he can do Hype Cave, and he can go to Mire. He can go to Ice. He can go to the Pyramid and get Pyramid Fairy.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of options from here, but importantly, it's Hype Cave.
I agree with this. I think once you've done Eastern, this is the next thing to do. Nothing else is appealing enough to offset the benefits of just getting this many items. Alright, we got a muffin stash. Just in time for muffins to show up. It's like she knows.
Right on schedule.
Right on schedule. Okay, Duden getting his indexing and his cane. Very good. He might never get the mirror, but these are really good items to have, and more important.
Yeah. Because honestly, mirror's not going to do a lot for Amarith other than save a little time in places. Mirror is going to make statue track better for Amarith. Is about the biggest thing it will do.
That's true. And it's a crystal, we know that. Which leaves us with not that many dungeons that the pendant can be in. It's TR, Mire, Ice, or Desert.
We would like to be Ice.
I agree. Ice sucks. No one wants to do it.
From a runner perspective, we want it to be Ice.
Mire also, it sucks until we get a weapon. Then it's free.
I mean, we have a weapon. We just should go buy some arrow upgrades first.
Yeah, sure. Arrow and bomb upgrades, you can kind of spam arrow and bomb. You could maybe, if you're like really forward thinking, you could set up an index for murder bomb. Okay, here we go. You know what? Amarith is just gonna make her own weapon. If she can pull this off. I really hope she doesn't like crash her game though, because she has a lot of progress. I like the idea of doing this, and then when it fails, just checking Sick Kid, because you're right here. I missed what Duden did after that cave. Didn't look like...
We'd have to check the Mire Shed, check the medallion.
Did he do, like, the dig game and stuff, too? Or just those?
No.
Nope. Is he considering himself to be in go mode?
No, he needs a sword.
Where was the sword? It was on the mountain, right?
The sword was in Paradox.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna work then. Yeah. I don't think you can dupe that. If it's the bottom two, you can dupe it. But that's not where Duden's going.
It was in the 5.
Yeah, if it's in the 5, I think you're out of luck.
Yeah, it was check number 3, the middlemost one.
Looks like Duden's just gonna go for almost
it's statue dragon time.
Statue drag, a slow statue drag, because he doesn't have the mirror. It's a shame Amarith didn't manage to get the silvers, because that would have made this Mire play a lot easier. So, yeah, she's just gonna be brave and go for Biddy with barely anything.
I mean, it's 8 checks, or it's at least 7 checks, because, I don't know.
Surely something will be a sword, right? You could also just not do Biddy. That's perfectly valid. I mean, you can just go back in later. I think it would literally save time over trying to fight Viddy with fighter sword, even if your fight is perfect.
If you're gonna skip Viddy, what I do is dupe the crystal and then just kill Viddy from Eastern State later.
Yeah? Maybe.
Because Amarith hasn't done Eastern yet either.
The problem with Eastern State is they don't have the big key. I don't think she would get any kind of like benefit out of doing it in Eastern State.
Or dupe the crystal and find out it's a...
Yeah, duping the crystal for the info, though, is, I think, a good idea. Like, before trying to rush Viddy, if your equipment is poor, I think you just get the crystal just to see what it is. And then it puts you on the mountain, and then you can do things on the mountain, like go to Turtle Rock. Not only are you on the mountain, but you're actually already in the Dark World too, so you can drop in. Oh, we have indexing. Let's go.
Oh. That's
real
an
nice.
awful spot for that.
That is an awful spot. Wow. Yeah, that's awful. Woo. I mean, I'd be extremely happy to see that.
I'm also extremely happy to see that because
I think after doing this, no Vidi Mire, I would do a no try next TR next, hoping that a sword is there.
At this point, all we really need is a sword.
Yes, this is a very clearly sword go mode for at least for Amarith. I mean, when you have a hook pushing, you don't really need to think much about anything else. One bottle is usually enough for anything you would need to do. You use the bottle to do things like Medallionless Mire, which they don't need to do. And I'm even trying to think of like what they would want. What is she doesn't care. I don't think she's ever gonna need that bottle except to like refill health and magic. Oh, she's going for it? Alright. Expect it.
Yep. I mean it's a lot less dangerous of a trip now with the lamp, at least.
Yeah. It's not like I'm worried about her like dying to Vidi. Okay, now it's fine.
Oh, we're in go mode.
Wow, okay. That's cool.
So Vidi looks better now.
Yep, Vidi is I'm not gonna say it's free, but it's wait.
And also now you want to do it on this trip because you're in go mode.
Yes. So what's Duden doing? Let's see. This looks like a just a regular Death Mountain descent, which means that we might actually see a mirror for Duden. Nice. Too bad he already did Helmosaur.
Literally just did Helmosaur too.
I think this is probably his play into Mire, which is good for him. It'll put him close to where Amarith is, although I think he's behind. Oh, he's not getting the mirror. Is he just going for the silvers? He is setting the... He has to go into Thieves first to make this work, though. Unless he went somewhere I didn't see. He's got this part right. But I didn't actually see, like... He was in Paradox. Okay. I mean, maybe he is duping that one. Oh, Paradox 5 is part of the super tile. Yeah, he's duping a sword, not a silvers. It's kind of cool. Okay, bailing. So, Dot knows when to bail, even if Duden doesn't. So that's good. Yeah, I mean, the sword is required for go mode, and the silvers are not. So it makes sense that you dupe that, given the choice. And if he succeeds, he'll have tempered, which means that... Oh no, okay, that's a death.
Oh no. That's an unfortunate death.
So yeah, like I said, Vidi not free even with silvers.
Vidi's not free.
This is where... I don't know how familiar Amarith or Krithel is with Murder Bomb, but I think... Oh, that's a crash.
Oh,
okay,
no,
so that's
not good.
Good thing is that this is just...
Yeah.
This is...
He just saved and quit from
Just saved and quit, and that style of crash where you get the blue screen at death shouldn't delete your save file. Usually. There are still crashes that can not trigger the blue screen and delete your save file or corrupt your save file. That seems to not be one of them. Okay, this is interesting. So, Amarith is trying to dupe the sword in Mire. Appears to be like a, this is going to be like an auto door super tile YBA. This is not a super tile, though. Why would we do it here? I think he would do it in the room above this. Oh, to Maria. Can you auto door Samaria? I guess. Never tried it. That was a successful corruption, but I'm not sure if it accomplished what we wanted it to. I don't know enough about this to know if this would work or not, but I would expect you would want to do it in the super tile door, which is above it. I don't know how you could type. You can make your own tutorial. We would appreciate it. Dot did do a stream explaining how to do tree warp. And the bail depends on whether you're getting like a O on screen or not.
I'm super interested if we're getting duping the sword. If the sword got duped.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Duden keeps walking past the mirror. Oh, why are we saving and quitting? Did
we duped the sword.
We duped the sword. It worked. All right. Somebody explain to me why use the subtile door. I'm wondering if it's because the super tile door would put you in EG. And SCC acts like 2 YBAs. Okay. So does that mean that you can just use the subtile and super tile interchangeably? Yeah, the tree warp that Dot teaches is the same one people were using in the 2022 tournament, so I don't know of any older setups. It does seem like 2 YBAs is the equivalent of 1 STC, generally speaking, or 1 spin YBA and 1 STC. Obviously not completely 1-to-1, but still like somewhat equivalent. That like enough that you can look at the EG map and kind of know what to do. But yeah, this is like Galaxy Brain. I didn't even know you could do this. I have to assume that either it just works in both doors, or if you're doing the subtile door, it's because the super tile door would fit you in EG.
Either way, we're asking Crystal.
Yeah, for sure. I have to know about this.
That's a Crystal.
Maybe Amarith just knew it. But yeah, I don't know.
And it's Crystal Meyer.
As much as I like this tree warp play for Duden, the setup is taking so long that I think he'd be better off just like doing dungeons and hoping a sword is on the way.
Yeah, at this point, it's taken. We've gotten through an entire mire with a sword dupe and a death on my Amarith's screen.
I think I would I think I would just be going into TR with like a blue potion and then hoping that a sword shows up, and if it does, I could dupe it. And if it doesn't, I would attempt like half magic Trinex with the blue potion refill. Another big.
Looks like we're going for desert with Amarith.
Amarith has not actually done Swamp yet. Okay, this is going to be our first hook push.
I mean, we have a hook push and get. So.
Just seeing choice to move the wall. I think that just means that it's a little easier to get into the room without hitting a Terminator. Okay, we did it. We got the sword.
Yay! It's duped. Has to be careful here because only has one more shot at this.
More shot?
It's going to take 4 bombs at this point.
Not necessarily. I think there are releases that don't involve bombs. Oh, this is tight. I would have picked up one of those bottom pots just to give more room. Why don't they just do spin YBA? Well, they don't currently have a potion.
Yeah, they're trying to do it in the same trip where they didn't have a potion.
So now we're looking at a cane-based release, which should be pretty simple. You just put a cane block on the floor and detonate it, and then hook shot. That's why we don't need another bomb. I think Krithel is probably explaining that to Amarith right now.
Probably.
The cane-based release is, in theory, the easiest one, if you have the space for it. Oh, we're doing a bow-based release? Okay. Just use the cane. The bow-based release requires you to understand how to manage your index. Also, you could just get the stuck hook with... Oh, that's... We don't have a hook shot at all. That's unfortunate. I think you can still do a cane-based stuck hook. You do a detonation, and then you, like, dash dust and hook twice. Duden's gonna be the first to land, though, if this succeeds. Honestly, I think I would just get the bomb upgrade and come back. And a potion. So, Duden lost a lot of time with that tree warp, but looks like he's getting some of it back. Interesting to see if I'll actually get the sword that's in Mire. You definitely won't get the lamp, and that's a huge advantage to Amarith if she can pull off these hook pushes. Oh yeah, the spin timing is more generous if you are missing some health and magic.
That's a crystal. So it's down to ice versus TR.
Ooh. So if I was Amarith, I would do TR first, because really easy to do that hook push. If you get it right the first try, it should be faster than getting to Cold Stare. Cold Stare is, I think, significantly harder. It too. It's a lot harder to skip the glove than it is to skip just the hammer with hook pushing. So I would expect to see a YBA Cold Stare ends up being required. Okay, so now we're doing cane-based setups. That's good. Like this should be perfectly possible without bombs. Now you just put the cane down, and you want to be above the torch so you don't get Terminator. And then all you have to do is detonate and hook. Spam Y out of the menu. There we go.
I love hook pushes because it's just like, whee!
Yeah, that's true. You could also do a Samaria hook push, which is different from a Samaria-based stuck push. Especially with beams.
Okay, so the one thing to note, while Amarith has the lamp, Duden currently has 5 crystals.
Yeah, Dunan's ahead in progress. For sure.
But the crystals that Duden has, Eastern's fairly quick.
Eastern is extremely free for Amarith. She goes in and just hook pushes the lobby, and she's in. So I wouldn't say this is as big a lead as...
Yeah, it's a notable thing, but Duden has to still figure out which dungeon he needs to. I forgot that. I forgot that pop-up existed.
I think you can beam the pot and have the and not have to worry about Terminators. You could also beam the torch. The pot's a little lower than the torch, so you don't have to worry about being on grid with the... Yeah, so Duden is also going for a TR.
This is a swamp play.
I didn't... Oh, yeah, it is. This is pretty smart. Interestingly enough, like, Amarith seemed to have missed the key that Duden had. Like, Amarith doesn't have the Power of Hera key. So...
that's in Hookshot Cave. So.
Okay, that makes sense. It also makes tons of sense that she's doing this. This is, like, easily the best way to get to Swamp. She can't even hook push, because she doesn't have Mothula killed. Because otherwise the best way to do Swamp would be to do Death Hole into hook pushing. You need to have Moth killed for that to work.
On the fun side, also got to pick up this Hera big chest on the way through. Didn't have anything, but it was fun.
The Duden came in with an index, and he has to get this right the first try. He's getting some, looks like some live instruction from Dot Dot. Dot Dot knows, good thing is Dot Dot knows about the caveats of placing bombs and walls and how that can ruin these stuck hook releases when you're using the boomerang. Yeah, probably the best thing to do is that Samaria plus 2 bombs and then, like, Dust Hook. Falling is not the correct answer, but I don't think it will ruin it either. Oh, touching the cane is bad, though. Yeah, unfortunately touching the Samaria will release a stuck hook. I don't understand why, but it's not great. Index. What is he going for here? He has the wrong color potion to be doing any YBA and Samaria setups. I wonder if he'll just get chests that are here and hope that, like, he finds the big key or something.
It might be the case.
A little unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate.
I wonder if Amarith will even get the bottle that's here. I don't remember what chest it was in, but I think it was in the back.
It was the compass chest.
Oh, she's not gonna... I don't think she needs it. I don't even think she needs the bottle that she has. Unless Ice Palace is the...
I was like, she needs it if Ice Palace is the crystal.
Okay, I guess Duden will just come back with another index. And a bottle? There is a YBA plus Samaria base setup that at least Dot Dot might know about. Ooh, look, simultaneous blue potion purchases.
Do you think they were polite and said hello to each other while they were there?
In that case, they might both be going to ice. Although I disagree with Amarith doing that. Where's she going?
Amarith might be doing ice instead of TR because it's going to be down here in Swamp.
Oh, that
Amarith
makes
was picking up
sense.
a potion and then now has Dream Swamp to do Swamp.
It has a proximity benefit. For sure. It's just harder. For Amarith. For Duden, I think Ice Palace is very justified. Oh, he's realizing he doesn't have a glove. Oh, he has a glove. Where did he get that? The heck?
What?
Okay.
Was that on Laser Bridge?
Maybe? I guess he was realizing he didn't have a hammer. That's too clipped into. Yeah, it is Laser Bridge, okay. It's a little easier to hook push to skip hammer than to skip glove. But I don't think he has an index, so he's probably just gonna go for the...
You were saying something about it being harder for Amarith to get to ice or something?
Well, what do you mean?
Before we got struck by glove, you were saying something about Amarith and ice, so I was confused.
Well, Amarith can get to ice now when she's in Swamp, but if she doesn't go now, it's harder to get back later because she doesn't have glove.
Yeah.
But if she does TR, she'll get a glove. Or she'll just get the crystal and not need to do ice. I think, I could guess, depending on whether Duden is successful, we might... It's actually not... I'm not actually sure which one we'll see first. Whether we'll see Duden get the ice crystal or Amarith go and get TR crystal. Or just Duden get the ice. Or just Amarith get the ice after Duden does. Yeah, it's a 50-50. Also, you could, like, YBA South just to check it, but you don't do that when you only have one bottle and no mirror. You just get Cold Stare. Some potential for Duden to find useful things here. But knowing where the lamp is and where one of the other swords is, the actual number of useful items left is limited to one other bottle.
Exactly the TR big key.
TR big key, one bottle, or the hammer, I guess.
One of the other things that Duden found on Laser Bridge was the Ice Palace big key.
Oh yeah, that's true. Let's kill.
I'm thinking Amarith is starting with the question mark dungeons because those are ones that we need to figure out the other dungeon.
I think, yeah, maybe Amarith wants to know if she's doing Pod and Eastern together or just Pod. I think you just do Pod and Eastern together for the info because Quick Push is so free.
Oh, absolutely. But
she'll even have beams coming out of Pod. Hey, it's here! The big key of Turtle Rock.
That's good for Duden. Also, if Amarith is going here and it ends up being Crystal.
I think Amarith gets that chest because I think it's really hard to remember not to get the chest when you don't need it.
It really is. It's one of the hardest things to do.
It's a key in the speedrun too, so if you're doing speedruns, then you're always getting that. Obviously, in the speedrun that gets that chest is all dungeons. You don't do that in NG.
I was going to say, that sounds like all dungeons and, vanilla preset NMG.
Oh yeah, preset too, that's true.
When you have half magic, I do like to fire rod those two.
Didn't successfully YBS to
first try.
Stare.
Nice.
I'm really not sure who's ahead. Like, Duden has an easier... Like, Duden has more crystals and an easier way to do try next. But Amarith has the tempered sword.
Mm-hmm.
Another big key. This one's Eastern. And it's a crystal. Trinex isn't even required. The Trinex advantage for Duden doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
What does matter, though, is that Amarith is still uncertain of the crystals. And we'll have to do Pod and Eastern to avoid doing TR.
I mean, I think with our current setup, you do Pod and Eastern before TR anyways.
I agree.
Because you know TR's Pod's a crystal.
Exactly. I think if we hadn't already done Pod, then it's really a crapshoot which one you choose. They're both just easy hook pushes. But
if we're down to Eastern versus TR, like you said.
That's our tier 2. I didn't even notice that. You just do ice.
Two, I would have done TR if it were just Eastern versus TR. Because if it is the crystal, you then just lava dive.
Yeah, that's true.
So
you have to do Pod first if you want to lava dive and actually save time with it.
I'm saying in that situation of if you'd done Pod first.
Right. Like Duden has done Pod already, but he has also done Eastern, so it doesn't matter. He's just... Hang on. Duden doesn't have knowledge. Duden didn't do Mire. He's actually doing TR because he doesn't have the knowledge.
I mean, with his current loadout, that is a quick enough
Absolutely.
fight
I
with
would
finance.
100% be doing TR, not Meyer, in this situation. Oh, we're doing no, we're just bringing up a select menu to make this easier. Oh. Well, the good thing for Amarith is the prize pack for Baris is variety and it has bombs. She needs them. She also has a key and can go in and grab a bomb from that little restock room. Very curious to see, like, what's faster? Duden doing Pendant TR and Meyer? Or Amarith doing... She has to get this for that
Yeah,
to
it has to
be a
get this.
question. If she fails this, then Duden's just straight ahead. But Pod and Eastern together is pretty quick. And she has that sword.
This is going to be a...
Oof. Yeah. Best we can hope
It
for...
really
oh my
comes down
gosh.
to YBA for one.
Yeah, she needs to get this YBA. Duden needs to actually kill Trinex too. We did it. Oh, okay. We at least kind of did it. So what's Amarith doing? This is really tricky. She has to get into the door using bombs because the door will just suck her in otherwise. And then she has to release a spin after frame perfectly pressing up and Y at the same time. Seems like the door is actually the hard part for her. And she's running out of bombs real quick.
I know Amarith is not the most comfortable with auto doors, but...
Yeah, she did open a text box. We saw that at least. So she won't fail for that. There's a bomb. Kill enough of those Baris, eventually they'll drop the bomb. Okay, there we go. We got this. We got the door. We got the YBA. And now she has to do the right movements here. Okay, she's in. So now Duden's going to go to Meyer and race the clock. Very interesting to see if he gets the sword, though. It's really, really on path. But he does have to get it. Because it's easy to just like, yeah, I'm in go mode. And I actually expect that he won't get it. But it is... There isn't a better place for that sword to be than in the bridge chest. It also depends on whether Amarith actually does choose to do the hook push to Eastern, or if she just decides to do it vanilla now that she has the key. Yeah, it was bridge chest.
I think Krithel would tell her that it's faster.
Yeah, I think, and we've already seen her hook push. But it is a Samaria push, and it depends on whether she's comfortable with Samaria pushing.
Bomb upgrade before statue drag, I appreciate.
The YBA is kind of hard because you're holding down B while doing it, so any usual grip you have, it's going to be different when you're doing a spin YBA. This is a really good race. I'm very interested to see who comes out ahead, because I think Duden will be out of his dungeon first. But
yeah.
Amarith will have the Ganon advantage. It also depends. Of course, Amarith has to do 2 glitches to do bosses, and she has to do them right. So there's always a wild card there. I think you can expect Duden to just be successful here, but he could also die to Vidi. Like, that can happen too. Oh, we're getting chests. Okay. I don't think there will be a Ganon advantage for Amarith. Look, he already has the hook shot out. We're getting a sword.
This is now Duden's race to lose, I think.
Yep. There's not very much that can happen to Duden now if he gets the sword that can set him back, but there's a lot that can happen to Amarith. Doesn't mean that Amarith can't win, but it's very much... Oh my god, he's not getting the sword? Okay,
So,
never mind. Take all of that back. He got the
Dark Mire
wrong
too.
chests in Mire.
He has to do Dark Mire here too.
He does have to do Dark Mire. Looks like he knows what he's doing, though.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing now.
Okay, Amarith is a statue drag that she could actually just place another bomb and keep pulling. What's happening is she's starting the pull too early and not getting high enough. Oh, she missed.
Oh no.
She had enough bombs. I guess she's maybe a little. Oh, okay. We're hook pushing. This is hook pushing. Yep. This is going to the back of pod. We don't have the hammer. We can't do vanilla. So.
Oh, we can't do vanilla.
Yeah, but you can hook push.
I forgot that.
It's a really good backup for when statue drag is not working out. In fact, I would even argue for hook pushing if you haven't gotten these chests yet and are hoping to get like extra chests on the way. So if Duden is in trouble here, he can use the potion. You can use the cane. I think he should just use the cane and dash. He has enough magic for it. Looks like a good, that was weird. Okay, you know what happened to Amarith there is she actually misslotted a bomb. I could tell because there was like this weird, like, glitched arrow sprite showing.
Like that?
Maybe, yeah. Actually, this is just a bunch of misslotted hooks. You could instead. Misslotted hooks are fine. She can release there. She has enough misslotted hooks that she could just release there. Okay, there we go. She got a stuck hook. That works just as well. The Duden is just... Oh, I don't think Amarith put down enough Ancilla for that to work. You needed, like, 2 lamps or something. She just hooked. Oh, that's anti... Her index is fine. She doesn't need... Duden has a lead now, I think. The way this is going. Okay, we got this. It's okay to get hit there. Duden just has to go to Ganon and do a Master Sword Silverless fight faster than Amarith can do this, and then also Armos, and then also a normal Master Sword Ganon. Or a normal Tempered Ganon. Okay, Amarith has exactly enough bombs, and if she doesn't land every hit, then it's over. Yeah, this is what I would do. I would just walk into him. Dying to Helma is really not your biggest concern here.
Okay, got the mask off.
Yep. Good thing for Amarith, she doesn't need bombs for the next hook push. She does need to do the hook push to have a chance. Because doing Eastern Vanilla is not going to be fast enough.
Yeah, you have to hook push here to have a chance.
Unless Duden just really struggles with Master Sword Ganon, but I think he would have to struggle a lot. I think he'd have to struggle a lot for that. Yeah, if you're wondering like how to save a double misslot, if you get 2 misslot hooks instead of a stuck hook, you can release it by just using the hook shot on... I think it's just using a hook shot. I don't think you need to overload anything, right? Just use the hook shot on anything that can be hooked, and then, you know, be in the right position for it. They're doing the push. This looks like it will work. Dang, this would have been so close if the statue drag had worked.
And we're through. Yeah, again, this is Duden's race to lose.
You had to use the hook shot from far enough away that the real hook... Oh, interesting. That might not work in pod then. I mean, that's a really tight space. This
is a really nice phase 1 out of Duden.
Yeah. And he gets the, oh, not quite. It's okay, this will work. He's waiting. He's gonna get a better position for you. But that requires him to actually get a better position for Ganon. Does not seem to have happened.
I appreciate waiting one extra cycle to look for a better position.
Wait, you can just hook nothing? I clearly know nothing. Oh, okay. So it's not about what you hook, it's about you need enough space. So I guess the thing you would do is you'd stand by the door and just hook downward? Duden has to be a little careful now. I think he does have a blue. I mean, his tracker says so.
Yeah, but he also needs to
He needs it. Yeah, actually. he needs that magic. I mean,
he needs to hit the torch glitch, really.
Yeah. Oh, that could happen, yeah. He used the blue prematurely, too. Like, he used it to get out of trouble. And now has a slightly tighter Master Sword Ganon. Half magic. So he gets the torch glitch. It's not going to be an issue. No bombs, Amarith. That's not good.
That's
okay.
Actually
bad
for
that's
Amarith.
Really bad, and also that's not the door you want to use anyway. It seems like it is, because it's like, it looks like it's closer, but it's not really closer, and also you get stuck in the wall and it... Okay, good. Torch glitch.
Torch glitch.
I think Duden has this.
Yeah, this is... Oh, Duden just needs to not fall here. And also get triples.
Oh, that's not a triple.
That was, I think, frames early.
That too, huh? I also thought that was going to be a triple. I don't think he needs triples with half magic. But it definitely helps. Okay, they're not quite going to be in Ganon together, I think.
Yeah.
This is still very close for a no logic race. Yeah, and also very fast, like this sub 2s across the board.
Especially for people who are still newer at the mode.
It's also like nice to see two duped swords in different duped swords in different ways. That is it for Duden.
So get your GGs in chat for Duden. Just has to enter at Triforce room.
Wait. Come to my... Oh. I saw it. There was just a Amarith screen being, like, unlocked in the glitch. I thought I messed up the cropping.
And now let's see a nice clean Ganon from Amarith.
This should be able to sub 140 with a good Ganon.
I know Amarith can get the 1-in-1 with the Tempered Sword. I know.
You can definitely get under 2 minutes, right?
Yeah. This is an NMG loadout.
For sure, with blue mail.
So
I'm comfortable. Oh, that's not a 1-in-1 though.
Yeah. So even with a 2-in-1, this is still easy sub 140.
Mm-hmm. And it's a good, like, merciful 2-in-1. Top corner, easy to do.
I like the cane dash to get out and use as little magic as possible.
Interesting that the seed had so much bomb use, but nobody ever actually bought the upgrade. Oh, that's not true. I think I saw Duden with
Amarith
15.
bought one.
Oh, Amarith bought one. Okay. I saw somebody
Amarith
with
bought one
15.
after ice.
That makes sense. You're right there. Still finished with 0, going to show how important bombs are in no logic.
Yeah. Amarith bought the upgrade after ice because was going to go do statue drag.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice cape spin. It's like 3-frame window, I think.
I appreciate the patience trying to ensure you get your triples in if you can.
Yes, but on the other hand, it is faster to go for doubles than to wait for Ganon to teleport down to do triples. The only thing is that, like, if your magic is low, then you do the triples. But Amarith had plenty, so... So just like 1 second shy of 3 minutes apart. Pretty good race.
GG's to both runners. This has been a fantastic tournament, Alma. You've done good work putting this one on.
Thank you. I'm impressed with the work that the mentors have put in to make sure that everyone has a mentor. Like, there has been no issue finding mentors. People just putting a lot of work into this.
I had exactly one issue finding mentor, and was that last race I did, and only because there was like 4 races at the same time that day. I believe that we... Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, Mel. Do we know our finals?
Let me see. Yes, it's Boo This Man and Duden.
That's going to be a good race. That's going to be a pretty good race.
It's Buden. Do this man. No, okay, don't do this man. Monka TOS.
Hi, Duden. You missed out on bad timing jokes.
Yep.
So
you did not just hear me say "do this man" on stream.
Oh boy.
Anyways, GG's, Duden.
GG's.
I told you to win it all after you beat me. You're on your way to do so.
Yeah, I hope. It's only 1 race left, right?
Yep. It is Buden. Dude, this man. That's a little better. Thank you.
That sounds like a kind of upset. I don't know.
It's... I think it was really close. We actually didn't know who was ahead most of the time, because depended a lot on who could pull off glitches and who had knowledge. Like, you didn't have knowledge of TR because you hadn't done... Who was it?
Meyer.
You hadn't done Meyer yet. And Amarith didn't have knowledge because she hadn't done Eastern yet, but she did Pod and Eastern first because she hadn't done Pod yet, which made sense.
Because statue drag.
I also like to let you know that you opened the wrong chest in Meyer. That your sword was actually on the bridge.
I thought about opening it, but I felt like the screen has to reset, and that's just taking far too long.
Yeah, Amarith got that sword twice.
Yeah.
I picked one up for you.
Yeah, Amarith was... I have to ask, was that a Crithel idea?
The sword there? Yeah, a little bit, because well, we both knew it was dupable, and I just said while I was going through the videos, like, how dupable is it?
I
And
was sitting
sort
trying to
of worked
work
it
out.
out.
I was trying to work out a good way of duping the Paradox Cave sword whilst Amarith was going through Maya, and then she picks up that sword and is like, "This is dupable, right?" I'm like, "Oh yeah,
This
should
one's
probably do
infinitely
that one
easier.
instead."
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's two good ways to dupe that sword, and we actually crashed the tree warp because we didn't have enough resources when we got hit by the thief.
Oh, you didn't do the
man.
Really
666.
bad. Yeah.
You gotta have 666 of everything.
So easy to miss in a seed. That.
I have to ask, especially to Krithel, is like the Samaria corruption being done in the auto door and the subtile transition. Is there a reason you do that and not the super tile door?
No,
Nope.
not really.
They both work? Cool. I thought maybe like the other one would have EG issues or something. I didn't even know the subtile door would work.
I just tend to do subtiles for STCs anyway. I couldn't find a way through without EG issues, which is why we ended up mirroring.
I
That's
see.
not one I've
Yeah.
like. I don't know that one.
I wouldn't have wanted to muck around in Mire either. That's a very EG heavy dungeon. A lot of layers going on in there.
I found a couple of ways to get into that room, but they were all EG because it's just a massive EG pit. So
Yeah, I hope everyone in this race enjoyed the tournament so far.
Oh yeah.
Finals will be soon.
Yeah,
Where was the lamp?
Lamp was in Mire
Cutscene
too,
chest.
but I don't think you were gonna
Wow.
get that.
Yeah.
cutscene?
Yeah, we would never have opened that, I believe.
Amarith went in there early-ish and was still looking for things like swords.
Sword or another bottle or anything to make like the recipes. It's like, man, if like just like the lamp would show up, like that'd be just perfect, and just there it is, just thumbing it. We're just like, oh hey, there we go. Man, this one was fun, a little bit awkward. Moon Pearl showing up when it did was kind of convenient.
Yeah, your
That
path.
was an HMG Moon Pearl there.
Mm-hmm. Your paths to Moon Pearl were interesting because the mirror was on Bumper Ledge. And what happened was Amarith went to get that, but also had like a link state and didn't want to go indoors. So didn't get the Moon Pearl on that trip. But Duden got the pearl but didn't get the mirror because you weren't actually in the Dark World and didn't have a way to get there. So the mirror never showed up for you.
Yeah, we
And this
talked
is why
about getting the mirror in Thieves Zone would be very neat.
And this is why we like calling glitch races, because you get to see all sorts of fun. Right, Melmo?
Mm-hmm. The cool thing
It's
about
much more creative of a time.
the thing about no logic is you can do a lot of different things and all of them can work.
Yeah, apparently there were many things that didn't work on my side, but
Yeah. Mostly at the start though, with the trying to get to Thieves Town.
yeah, that one was tedious.
We were so close to getting the hook push to Trinex as well. But like for some reason pushing the Sabaria bot just deletes the stuck hook. Which was unfortunate.
I don't know if we could have placed another block, so to the right side after I fall down.
Yeah. I'll have to mess with that. Maybe you can like pick it up, but that probably deletes it too. I don't know.
Yeah, picking it up sounds kind of risky.
Yeah, I'd be scared to pick it up.
So in 1 hour there will be another War for Hyrule match. I recommend you go and watch that if it's on Restream. If not, I'll be playing in it. Anyone is fighting on the side of Hyrule Guard, I recommend you join. I will not speak for the bad team. You guys can make your own
I think
decision.
Hyrule Guard can take a break on this one. They can just sit on the bench a little bit.
You're just saying that because we kicked your butts.
I don't know about that. And by that I mean I haven't checked.
I haven't either, but I saw like the top 4 in the last race for Hyrule, so make
Yeah, we got the first
come
one,
to the
so.
conclusion. Come to the conclusion you wish to come to. Otherwise, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for the restream.
Yeah, thanks for the stream.
Yeah, thanks for putting this on.